that I introduce to you Stephen Marx. He's going to speak a little bit here at lunch, and then we are going to try a drafting activity together. We're going to put our legal skills to work. I'm going to let Stephen tell his story and his relationship with rights of nature, but he is running for governor here in Vermont. As we are a nonprofit school, I feel it's important for us to say that we do not support any particular candidate. But we do have a relationship with Stephen that he'll explain, and we are very excited that he can share his perspective and the conversation he's been having here in the state around rights of nature. So please join me in welcoming Stephen Marx.
Hi. Being here scares me, but because I feel like I'm illiterate. I've always had a hard time in school. I only have my associate's degree, which I got working during the day and going at night. And I've had so many jobs in my life. It's probably as many as almost all the people here. And it's really taught me a lot about the world and this earth I love, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I am not here to get votes. What I'm here to do is to tell you about how Vermont Law School really helped me to do what I'm doing now. Years ago, they let me order a class on Earth rights with Linda, who was absolutely wonderful, by the way. And that changed my life. I then went and tried to get a constitutional amendment through town meetings by going to towns and going on the ballot and getting them to vote on it. And what happened was that I got 6 towns to sign petitions, but only 3 of the towns put it on the warning, because the selectmen don't have to put it on the warning if it doesn't have to do with town business. And I can't believe that a constitutional amendment doesn't have to do with town business. And by the way, Vermont has the hardest constitution in the United States to change. And the way it's changed, it's 2/3 of the House and Senate vote, then 2/3 of the people vote, and then 2/3 of the House and Senate vote again. So it's really a hard thing. And the 3 towns that voted for it, 2 of them voted overwhelmingly, and the 3rd was a tie. So I was really excited, but I realized that I can't do it through town meeting. And for years I was thinking about what I could do, and I went to this dance workshop with a woman from Canada who was a shaman, and she suggested that we try to dance with our ancestors. And I was dancing with my ancestor, and the ancestor said to me, "Listen, you got to do something. You don't have to do anything, but either move on or do something." And I said, "Okay, I'm going to do something." And then I said, "What can I do?" And I said, I can tell people about Earth rights. And how am I going to do that? And I said, "You know what? I'm going to run for governor. Because if you run for governor, people will hear you. Well, you know what? It's not true." And it's not true. Well, it's not true because the media, if you're not a Republican or a Democrat, the media gives you no coverage. I mean, I called, I emailed, and by the way, I should say right off that my relationship with computers is target practice. I don't do well with computers or cell phones. So I said, well, how am I going to do this? And I have friends of mine that are really into computers, and they said, well, you can't do this without a computer. You can't do this without a cell phone. And I said, well, you know what? I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it my way this time, and maybe next time I'll do it a different way. But I called everybody. I emailed everybody. I did everything I could. I went to all the radio stations, all the TV stations, and all the newspapers in Vermont. And everybody said, well, wait until after the primaries. And I waited until after the primaries, and I called them, and nothing. And Vermont Public Radio gave me 10 minutes. I was on a call show in Waterbury for a half an hour. I've been in, like 4 or 5 newspapers have given me little stories, and that's all I can get. So next time, I'm going to have all my computer friends do everything they can, because I think that the way to do it is to do it through people telling other people about me. And that seems to be the only way. But last night, I want to tell you something that happened. And this was really exciting for me. So there was, Channel 17, which is a public broadcasting, cable company, they had a debate. And I went to the debate. And they asked me if I could ask a question. And I asked them, I said to all the candidates there, would you support a constitutional amendment to give the earth rights? And one person said no. And our current governor said if the wording was right. So I felt like I accomplished it. I mean, here is Phil Scott, a Republican, said that if the wording was right, he would support a constitutional amendment to give the earth rights. I mean, I don't think anybody's even ever asked him that before. And so anyway, so I felt like, hey, it is worth it. It really is. And what I would really like is for all of you to think about, if you really want to change this, run. Run for something. Run for the Senate. Run for the House. Make a difference by giving your voice. What we have is what's in here. And you can all do this. You can all change what's out there. And we have to change it, because we all know what's going on with this earth. I mean, we live with, my belief system, I should tell you, is that the all that is all there is. The all that is flows through and is all things, and all things are the all that is. And we are all connected. And that's what I believe in. And if you believe that you're connected to everything out there, then do something about it. Make a difference. And I know you all can. I have no question that the energy in this room, you could change everything. And I don't really have much more to say. If anybody has any questions, I'll answer them. I don't do well talking. I get scared. So if anybody has a question, thank you. Great, I got off easy. You don't... Probably not. It's good. See?
Well, I do have a quick question, if you don't mind, Stephen.
Sure.
So you took the class with Linda, and this is the class that Cormac taught this last iteration. And you worked on some language for the constitutional amendment. Do you have any advice to the group? Because we're going to move on or we're going to encourage you to also try this language. Do you have any advice for some of the pitfalls, the challenges, where you found success?
Yes. My advice is this. Write a constitution that you want, and then write one that will pass. Because that's the difference. I mean, we want to protect the earth, but this has to pass. And let me tell you that the House and the Senate are full of lawyers. And you are all either going to be lawyers or are lawyers. So you know what happens when you all get together and use words. So try to pick words that work. That would be my advice. I'm not a lawyer, and, words kind of get in the way. I think that's a song.
Are there any other questions? Oh, yes, fantastic. Can we run you the mic so the live streamers?
Go ahead. You can.
They won't be able to hear you on live stream.
So it's not really a question, but just wanted to say thank you. There are not very many people in our culture who are willing to stand up and publicly advocate for something like rights of nature that's not a current legal right. So I just wanted to say thank you, and it's inspiring, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Let me tell you that I live in Stratford, Vermont, and I've lived there for a long time. I won't tell you how long, because then you'll figure out how old I am. And I'm in denial, so when you deny something, kind of, anyway. But, so I live on a dirt road, and if you, at the end of my house, you can walk out 400 acres and not see another house. And I've lived out there, and it has changed my life, because I was a city boy. I was born in New York City, and I still go to New York once in a while to dance. It's a fabulous place. But being in Vermont, this is an incredible place. Vermont, I would tell you, if you want to live somewhere, this is the place to live. And one of the things that I'm hoping for is that by doing this in Vermont and getting a constitutional amendment, that young people who believe in this will move to Vermont, because we'll be the first state to do it. And then all these people will come in, and Vermont will grow, and then everybody will see that by doing this, things change. And so, again, it's all up to you. It's, you know, I'm just this guy who wants to change things. And you know what? It's been great for me. It's gotten me out of my box. You know, I mean, my gardens aren't put away yet, and it's already the middle of October. You know, I should have all my winter rye in, and I don't have my winter rye in yet. You know, tomorrow and Sunday I'm going to be yanking out plants and, you know, putting in winter rye. So, you know, I would just tell you all to enjoy this earth, and thank you all for what you're doing.